Hey, y'all, coming at you with another video about absolutism, how it's kind of developing in France under Henry IV and Louis XIII. Remember, those are the first two Bourbon rulers. Henry IV is the one who wins the War of the Three Henrys, the French Civil Wars, comes into power, gets himself killed, can't win them all. So kind of thinking about, okay, how are they laying the path to absolutism? So Henry IV, remember, he comes into power out of a civil war, and he really, really reinforces this estate system and the idea that there are set social classes and different social classes get different privileges. And oh, yeah, by the way, above everybody is the king. Yeah, that's me, right? So he's making sure that he's kind of keeping his power in a big way. He is definitely helping in promoting trade and promoting colonization. Why is that a helpful thing? Because it's growing the wealth of France. So that's going to be something that's essential for absolutism. It's a whole lot of money. For thinking what else he's doing, he's weakening the nobles. So he's going ahead and starting to kind of pull away from the nobility. How is he weakening the nobles? He is starting to use the middle class in positions, but furthermore weakening the nobility in the nobles of the robe system. So he's allowing the middle class to actually buy titles, which is really making the nobles a little bit angry, right? Not cool, Louis, Henry, whatever his name is, it's Henry. Yikes. Right, so they can buy titles, making the nobles' titles worth a whole lot less and giving these middle-class people, these new nobles of the robe, positions that they probably would have never had in government, and also making them super loyal to him, making the government run a little bit better. Think about the Duke of Sully. Speaking of, the Duke of Sully is also kind of improving infrastructure. That's going to be super important to building up the military, working on that, and having a modern state, and just growing wealth with mercantilism, with the things that the Duke of Sully is doing with this focus on trade, with the government monopolies. So we already kind of see the government taking over a little bit more. Thinking about, gotta move myself over. There we go. Thinking about Louis the 13th, right? He's the guy who is ruling with Cardinal Richelieu. Remember Cardinal Richelieu, Louis XIII, they make the intendant system, which is employing middle-class people in positions that were formerly held by nobles. So in government positions, a lot of times reporting directly to the king, so kind of streamlining the process, the communication. The focus on mercantilism, more monopolies, more trade, fewer exports. So really just trying to grow our own wealth, increasing taxes. It's not a good thing for the people, but that is a good thing for an absolute ruler because they're increasing their wealth, right? That's, again, an essential part of absolutism. The Peace of Alais, that's a big thing with kind of working toward a more religiously uniform France and easier to control and easier to rule France. And the Peace of Alais kind of takes away powers from the Huguenots. We're not going to allow them to rise up because we're taking away their fortified cities and towns. And we're also saying, hey, you can't have those little militias. So forget y'all. And the 30 Years' War, Louis XIII being involved in that, that's huge, right? The 30 Years' War is defeating the only people that could kind of rival France and the Habsburg family, tossing them aside absolutely, and leaving France as the power in mainland Europe. So they're doing a lot to set us up for Louis XIV to come into power and like very easily take power in France.